This is a follow-up video on the last video I uploaded a few days ago, talking about sexual energy and how anybody can use this particular energy for personal growth. Anybody. I talked about how sexual energy can help you transform your life, elevate your life, or change your life into whatever it is that you want, and also talked about the past foundation of sexual energy, so that you are able to understand that this particular practice is not a new age practice, but something that has been practiced in the ancient time. So I gave you guys a foundation of sexual energy from the ancient time, what the people from the past believed about sexual energy, what they believed about it, and how it was practiced in every tradition worldwide, not just restricted to one geography, worldwide. I also talked to you guys on that particular video about how this particular energy can either create you or destroy you, depending on how you intentionally apply it to your life. This energy can either scatter your life, interfere with your life, or elevate you into any particular version that you want. It can actually elevate you to become the particular version. There are majority number of people out there that would see this video and ignore the information because they are scared, because it is against their belief system, because they feel like if they engage in something like this, it's either demonic, or it is either too spiritual, or it's just generally against their belief system. And I get you. I was once there. I also had the programmed mindset where everything that I learn, every new thing that I want to learn, and it is against my belief system, I shut it out, because I'm like, okay, this is not what I've been taught, and my brain is not able to comprehend it, my brain is not able to accept it, and that is why I'm not even able to practice it, because there is a blockage already coming from me. I get it. There is a fear that comes with something like this. Most of you will watch video where people talk about manifestation, affirmation, how to use affirmation to elevate your life, how to use sexual energy to transmute your life, how to use, so many other things to change your life, and you get scared to practice this because, again, it is against your belief system. And that's why I actually decided to make this second video as a follow-up to that particular video, so you're able to understand that you don't have to be scared. Okay, allow your mind to be unlimited. Stop restricting your mind, stop being rigid, allow your mind to open up. And some of these practices that you hear about on either social media or even when you're having physical conversation with somebody and they're telling you that this changed my life, most of these things, they work depending on how you're able to intentionally apply it to your life. Okay, so I want to quickly talk about how you will know that you need to practice this and why you should practice this, especially for women. I cannot hit the hammer on the nail enough, especially for women, why you should practice retaining or conserving your sexual energy for personal growth. Let's get into it. Now, how do you know that you need to practice this? At what point of your life will you get to that you're going to realize that, okay, it is time for me to actually use this particular method to elevate or transform my life? How do you know? This is how you will know. First, if the life that you're presently living does not satisfy you, if you don't feel satisfied in the life that you're presently living, if you have this particular feeling that you're supposed to be doing something greater, or you wish for more freedom to express yourself or to live a desired life, but it is not happening physically, it is all happening in your head, but you're not able to bring it to physical reality, then you should practice this. If at any point of your life you feel like you're stuck, you feel like the environment that you're in, you have outgrown that environment and you need something new, you need to experience something different, you need a new version, you need something different, you are tired of your old ways, your old circle, the pattern that you keep going in, the loop, then you need to practice this. Generally, if you are unsatisfied, if you are dissatisfied with whatever it is that is happening in your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, any of the alley, then this is for you. This is why you should practice it. This is how to know that you need to practice this. Okay? And another point I'm going to give you is that 85 80 to 85% of people that exist in this particular reality presently are programmed. And when I say programmed, I mean you all have been brainwashed to think, act, move, talk, dress in a certain way. It's not a bad thing. This is how the system works. This is how the system Earth works. It has actually been designed to create a specific type of human being with a certain behavior and personality and character, and that is why we are who we are right now, because of how we have been programmed or conditioned to think, talk, move, live, you know. And for that reason, 80 to 85% of those people that have been programmed and brainwashed, that don't use their brain to critically think for themselves, are poor. When I mean poor, I mean they are poor. Physically poor, financially poor, mentally poor, emotionally poor. They are poor. They live in abject poverty. Contrary to what you're seeing on social media, seeing people flex, you know, things, buy wristwatch, bag, houses, cars. Contrary to those things they're seeing, 80 to 85% of people that exist are poor mentally, financially, physically, emotionally, and this is due to the programming. This is due to the conditioning. You can actually go make your research right now, and you're going to get that particular percentage that I just gave out. Okay, and with that being said, let's get to the next important thing: why you should practice this. Now that you know that a lot of people out there don't know what they are doing, they're just living their life in default setting, which is the programmed setting, the conditioned setting. Now that you know that a lot of people out there are just walking around doing things the way that they have been taught to do it, and they're not questioning, they're not, you know, thinking outside the box. Now that you know this, are you that kind of person? Do you want something to change in your life? If you do, this is why you should practice this. You should practice this because you have gotten to the point where you have outgrown your environment. You have gotten to the point where you can now think for yourself. Once you're able to see that you have outgrown your environment, it means that you're waking up to realizing that if a certain conditioning does not work well for you, you can actually change it. That is why you are saying that it is a problem. For you to be able to notice that there is a problem happening, it means that the solution is just right around the corner. So once you're able to realize that the life you're living right now doesn't fit who you want to be, the life you're living right now isn't what you have imagined your life to be, and you want something to change, this is why you should actually practice sexual energy. Like, practice using your sexual energy to transform your life. This is why you should actually practice it. Now I'm going to actually talk more on women. Okay, like I said, I'm going to keep hitting the hammer on the head for women. I want you to hear, listen, open up your ears. You see the world that we live in? This world was not designed having you in mind, okay? It was not designed having your comfort in mind. It wasn't designed having your freedom in mind. It wasn't designed having any of your best interests in mind, okay? This world was actually designed mainly for men, and that is why in the old days, men were only allowed to live freely, to experience more than women, and we were subject, or we were conditioned to behave a certain way, to think in a certain way, to serve men or serve the society in a certain way, because this world wasn't built with your best interest in mind. And this is why I am always saying that women are the people that women are the people that should be practicing conserving, yes, or transmuting their sexual energy, because this is the only way you're going to be able to wake up to seeing how this world was designed, and how you can be able to now change the world that you live in. You have to actually open up your mind to see how this world was designed for you to be able to change it. Now, if you are still sharing your sexual energy, 80% to 90% chance that you are still stuck in that mental slavery, that mindset that was designed for you to be a submit. Let me not use that word submit, but just to be a second-hand citizen in this reality. 80 to 90% chance that you still have that mentality. 80 to 90% chance that you still have the mentality that you're the one that needs to sacrifice more, you're the one that needs to do a lot of things more. You still have that particular mindset, and once you have that particular mindset, it is going to be very hard for you to evolve, because you cannot be able to see how you have an infinite version of yourself available in this particular reality if you don't change that particular mindset. Now, like I said, this world was designed for the comfort of men. It was designed for the best interest of men rather than women. But again, I am going to contradict myself by saying that is what they want us to think. That's why we have been treated the way we have been treated. That is why they have treated us the way they treated us in the past. Because they actually want us to think that, yes, we're actually second-hand citizens. They want us to believe that we are here to serve not just the men, but also the society. That is what they want us to believe, that we don't have the ability or the freedom to really express ourselves fully, because, again, it doesn't have our best interest in hand. So, like I said, it was created for the best interest of men, but that is what they want us to believe. Now, this particular reality does not have favorites, okay? This particular reality that we live in does not have any favorite. It does not favorite the men more than the women. It does not place the women more than the animals. It does not place humans more than sunlight. It does not have any favorite. We are all here to live life and experience life equally. We have the same power, just as the air we breathe does not choose who it goes to, does not choose which gender gets more air. The water we drink does not choose who drinks more water. The same way, the reality does not choose who is able to express themselves freely or who isn't able to express themselves freely. Both gender, in the eyes of God and of nature or the universe, however you choose to call it, or the source of consciousness, in that eyes, we are all equal, because we are all creation from the same source. Nothing is lesser, no one is lesser. Women are not lesser than men, men are not lesser than women. We are all beings created with the same amount of freedom, the same amount of freedom to express, freedom to live, freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do. So this is why you should practice it. This is why you should practice conserving or transmitting your sexual energy. If you're a lady and you're tired of your life, you are not happy, you have found yourself in a situation where you want to change your situation, you want to change the reality that you're facing. If you're a lady, you're out there, you don't like how your life is going and you want something to change, then practice conserving or transmitting your sexual energy. Trust me, it works. 100% it works. And I have explained how this works on the last video. I will link that video to this video so you can go watch it, or if you don't find the link, just go to the previous video before this one. This one is going to be on top of the previous video. So after the video, the previous one, that's the video. I explain how this works, okay? How sexual energy can actually create you or destroy you, from your hormones to how your sexual energy affects your mind, how it actually affects your physical reality. I have explained this. I have had a conversation with you guys, a slow conversation that took me 30-something minutes to talk about how this actually affects you. And once you're able to control or master using your sexual energy, you can be able to create any version of yourself, because now your mind is going to be focused. Now your mind is going to be clear. Now your energy, your emotion, every part of you is going to be focused on achieving what you want to achieve. No external distraction, no external distraction, no external blockage, nothing. No nothing is going to stop you. But this will not happen if you don't master or control how you share your sexual energy. I don't like the fact that this video is getting dark. I did this very late. It actually came to me very late that I needed to do a follow-up video, and I said let me do it now so I don't forget. Okay, it's getting dark. I don't like it. I'm going to try to brighten it up while I'm editing, but I hope you're getting the message. The message is that for you to be able to actually change your life in a way where you become really dangerous in this reality, in a way where you become dangerous in every aspect of yourself, not just mentally, not just emotionally, not just physically, not just financially, where you become not just spiritually dangerous, but all in every aspect of your life, you become really dangerous in every aspect. It is going to only happen if you're able to master how you share your sexual energy, because this is the life force energy that can either create you or destroy you. I also gave you guys like few examples in that my previous video, talking about how growing up, most of the girls that I was growing up with, how when they shared their sexual energy unintentionally because they did not know much about it, we were just growing up, we knew nothing. Imagine I started knowing about this at the age of 27, 28. That is when I knew what sex is and what it actually carries, like the power it actually carries to actually create your life or destroy your life. How you can actually use the energy to actually elevate yourself to the point where you become whatever it is that you want to be, where you create things that this world has never seen. I started knowing about this 27, 28. Now imagine what happened to the children, I'll call them children, the teenagers that I grew up with, that shared their sexual energy, that shared their sexual energy at a very young age. Most of them either lost their life in the process because they got pregnant and they wanted to do abortion because they were too young and they died. And most of them actually decided to keep the baby, and while giving birth they died. Most of them actually gave birth to the baby, and because of that their life became stuck. Like they became stuck in their life because at that small age, 13, 14, 15, you get pregnant and you stop going to school and you give birth. From the part of town where I came from the environment where I actually grew up from, once that happens to you, it is very hard for you to bring yourself out of that situation, because once you get pregnant at that age and you give birth, because I came from a very poor environment, and you give birth, the next thing that happens is that you become a stay-at-home mother, and after that you start selling, and after selling you might even get married in that particular situation, and that is it for your life. Most of the ladies I grew up with that got pregnant at a very young age, I will tell you right now that they are stuck in their life, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. They are stuck because what? Sexual energy has actually stunted their growth. They unintentionally shared it with the wrong person, not knowing how powerful this energy is, and that is how their life became stunt. When I mean stunt, I mean it did not, like, it became stuck, stop growing. So this actually needs to be practiced if you want to transform your life, if you want to gain confidence in every aspect of your life, not just even just confidence. Like I'm saying, mentally you become wealthy, spiritually you become wealthy, physically you become wealthy, emotionally you become wealthy, financially you become wealthy. You need to master or learn how to control your sexual energy. Who you share it with, how you share it. You need to actually master these things, and this is why you need to practice it. Practice it for the fact that you are ready to change your life. Practice it for the fact that you are willing to become that version that you want to be. Practice it for the fact that you want to create a version of yourself, and you are willing to give that particular sacrifice to see the better version, or whatever version it is that you want to see. This is the little sacrifice you need to do for yourself so that you can be able to wake up. Trust me, once you start practicing this particular whatever it is that you want to call it, conserving or transmitting your sexual energy, when you get to the 6th, 7th, 8th months and you've not shared this energy and you have been consciously, using this energy for your growth, you're going to start seeing a lot of things in this life. See, your eyes will open and you'll be shook to how this reality actually operates. You'll be shook to the illusions that are in this particular reality. You'll be shook to so many things that is wrong with this particular reality, and that is the only time you can be able to change it. That is the only time you can be able to alter the reality, change it into your desired reality. That is the only time you can be able to step into the shoes that you have been waiting to step into, that shoes that you have been imagining, that version of yourself that you have been waiting to actually start living like. That is the only time you'll be confident enough to step into it, because you will wake up to seeing the lies, the illusions, the manipulations, all these things that have been existing in this particular reality. And that being said, because it is getting too dark and I feel like you guys are not going to be seeing my face anymore, so we're going to be stopping here. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to talk more on this particular subject. If you don't even let me know, I'm going to still talk more. So yeah, let me know in the comment section, or tell me something else you want me to talk about. I'm here, I'm ready to talk about it. I have a lot of knowledge to share, and if I don't know anything about it, trust me, I'm going to go make research, because that's something that I've loved doing recently. When I don't know something and it is brought to my knowledge, like somebody brings that to my awareness, I try to make research and learn more, because that is the only way for you to evolve and expand your mind, is by learning more. Okay, so whatever it is that you want me to talk about, let me know in the comment section. If I don't know about it, I'll make research, I will equip myself with the knowledge and then come here and explain it to you. But that being said, thank you for watching. I hope to see you on my next video. Don't forget to like this one, like the other one, and like anyone that you feel like is going to help you. Videos that you've been watching on my channel that you feel like is going to help you, is already helping you, like it. Yeah, all right, so see you, bye.